Hi, my name's Classy. I used to be a left leaning voter. I believed in progressive policies such as climate action, healthcare reform, and free education. However, as the 2020 election rolled around, I found myself voting for Donald Trump, and again in 2024. Here's my story. Like a lot of people on the left, I championed the Democratic Party. I believe in equality and egalitarianism, but I noticed that there is a shift on the American left in this sort of focus of identity politics. These social justice advocates were more concerned over what a person's skin color was than the quality of their character. And this made me feel very disconnected with the way the left was going.
I have done my research. I've done my research. You're fucking old. Old. You're fucking a white male. Yes. In America. Yes. Look at all the fucking black people that are Mexicans. That's not a fucking issue compared to the black people that are police. Bullshit. The white guys are right. You're a white man. This is fucking bullshit.
There's the fucking proof.
So I obviously can't like.
So, number one, shut the fuck up for a second. Feminists do not want you to lose custody of your children. The assumption that women are naturally better caregivers is part of patriarchy. Feminists do not like commercials in which bumbling dads mess up the laundry and competent wives have to bustle in and fix it. The assumption that women... We're working on it and you guys are trying to dismantle it. But if you'd fucking listen...
I don't believe they do.
Then why are you part of the organization?
Saying that we're trying to take away their rights? How are we trying to take away their rights?
Why?
Can you shut the fuck up for a second too?
Well,
so I
we
can
can't
read
just
my
list
fucking
it
list,
how they
so you
are
guys
for.
can actually answer those questions.
Does someone have the yellow flyer with that actual quote so we can both have it in front of us?
On a website, or are
Great,
these like
great.
This is a list of the things that we're working towards. Now, if you would shut the fuck up for the 50th billionth time, we agree on.
Donald J. Trump is now President of the United States. President Obama is the ex-president. And Mr. Trump, for the moment, steps away for the
What a great
inaugural
honor to
address.
be able to introduce for the first time ever anywhere the 45th President of the United States of America, Donald.
Tap on the shoulder. You adjust the microphone as you talk, man.
For their gracious aid.
I am so sorry
They have
to
been
my world. I am so sorry to my world. This is not what we want.
We will face challenges.
There's so much
We will
potential
confront hardships, but we will get the job done.
for beauty and for
Every 4 years
devastation.
we gather
In
on
this
these
one
steps
moment, it's
to
almost
carry out the
incomprehensible that they can
peaceful
exist
transfer of
right now.
power.
So,
And we are grateful
so
to
close.
President Obama.
As 2020 rolled around, we were hit with the COVID-19 pandemic. Many of my friends lost jobs, many small businesses were hurting, and we saw this attempt of the government to hide the truth of what was actually going on within our country. Many defectors and detractors of the mainstream medical agenda were silenced on social media. And in my mind, 2020 was the worst year of censorship.
Take a look at some of these charts.
I'd love to.
We're going to look.
Let's look.
And if you look at death,
Yeah.
per,
It's started to go up
here's
again.
one. Well, right here, the United States is lowest in numerous categories. We're lower than the world.
Lower than
We're
the
lower
world?
than
What is that?
Europe.
In
Take a
what?
look.
In what?
Take a look. Right here. Here's case death.
Oh, you're doing death as a proportion of cases. I'm talking about death as a proportion of population. That's where the US is really bad.
Well,
Much worse than South Korea, Germany, etc.
You can't do that. You have
Why
to go.
can't I do that?
You have to go by. You have to go by where. Look, here is the United States. Says,
Okay.
"No, look, we're last, meaning we're first.
Last, I don't know
We
what
have
we're
the
first
best.
in. As a
Well,
what?
take a look
Okay,
again. It's
I'll just-
cases,
Okay.
and we have cases because of the testing. The way
1,000 Americans are dying a day, but I understand on cases it's different.
Then, as the summer of 2020 came around, we saw protests. We saw all these like violent thugs going in the street and destroying houses and businesses and cars. And look, I'm all for peaceful protests. I'm all for free speech. But ultimately, what the left represents is an opposition to free speech, is an opposition to our values. And ultimately, Trump was the only one that stood against the violent left. Look, if it takes a lot of big angry men with big angry dogs to take down these violent insurrectionists, then I'm all for it.
Here, we're going to give riot warning. We're going to try to get compliance, but this is now effectively a riot.
49 hours declaring it a riot.
5 to 50, be advised, Capitol Police 1 advised they're trying to breach and get into the Capitol.
We have a breach of the Capitol! Breach of the Capitol! We need to hold the doors of the Capitol. I need court support. We lost the line. We lost the line. All MPDs get back! All MPDs get back up to the upper deck! All MPDs get back to the upper deck!
They were peaceful people. These were great people. The crowd was unbelievable. And I mentioned the word love. The love in the air. I've never seen anything like it.
Look, at first I didn't like Trump. I thought he was too brash. I thought he was divisive. But as I started to listen more and more to his speeches, I saw that he spoke to voters like me. His message resonated with me. His focus on jobs, his focus on the economy, and his opposition to what is the identity politics movement from the left. Trump finally took a stand against our enemies like China, Canada, and Mexico with their trading practices.
Should Google be broken up?
I just haven't gotten over something the Justice Department did yesterday, where Virginia cleaned up its voter rolls and got rid of thousands and thousands of bad votes, and the Justice Department sued them that they should be allowed to put those bad votes and illegal votes back in and let the people vote. So I haven't gotten over that. A lot of people have seen that. They can't even believe it.
The question is about Google, President Trump.
Yeah, look, Google's got a lot of power. They're very bad to me, very, very bad to me. I mean, I can speak from that standpoint. They only have bad stories. In other words, if I have 20 good stories and 20 bad stories, and everyone's entitled to that, you'll only see the 20 bad stories. And I called the head of Google the other day, and I said, I'm getting a lot of good stories lately, but you don't find them in Google. I think it's a whole...
Look, I realize Trump isn't perfect. He has his flaws like many human beings. Sometimes we make mistakes. But ultimately, all this is necessary to create a better society, a better country for ourselves. And we have to put America first. And it wasn't easy. I lost a lot of friends and family. I wasn't invited to the D&D campaign anymore. And that really hurt me. I was really sad for like 5 months over not getting invited over D&D. But it was all worth it in the end, because now we're putting America first.
Work, that was the other problem.
And President Trump, there's this protest leader from Columbia University that the administration is moving to deport. And he said that his arrest is going to be the first of many. How many?
I think we ought to get them all out of the country. They're troublemakers, they're agitators. They don't love our country. We ought to get him the hell out. I think that guy, we ought to get him. I heard his statements too. They were plenty bad. And I think we ought to get him the hell out of the country. I watched him. I watched tapes specifically. I watched tapes. And you can have them, okay? You can have them. And you can have the rest of them. Let them go to school. Let them learn. Columbia used to be a good school. Now it's been overrun because of bad leadership. That's what happens. Happens to countries, and it happens to universities, and it happens to companies. And I don't want it to happen to a guy that did nothing wrong. He did everything right because he did a great company. But what he did by coming into government to help government from years of abuse, from decades of abuse, and you see that when you look at Social Security, where you have 200-year-old people on the rolls of society. That's just, he uses the word care. People don't care. Everyone knows that. But it's also, I believe it's also large fraud. I think it's that, but I think it's also large fraud. So I'm just telling people, this man is a great patriot, and you should cherish him. You should cherish him. You know, I have a little statement. We have to take care of our high IQ people because we don't have too many of them. So, Mr. President, and we got to take care of them.
And as you guys look at the Social Security Administration.
By the way, April Fools. Yeah, this was a joke. If you couldn't tell I was kidding, then I don't know what to tell you. Until then, stay classy.